Hello there, my name is Kevin and I am here today with a video tutorial on how to create a slideshow using the Microsoft Office application PowerPoint. Now, depending on what version of Windows you may be using, you can find your applications in various places. I'm currently using Windows 8.1 here on my laptop, which omitted the start button, and that confused a lot of people, but I've kind of jumped ahead of the game and I've actually pinned PowerPoint as an application I use frequently to my taskbar, and I already have it open down here. But for all intents and purposes, let's open up a new instance from the beginning, and we are going to choose a blank presentation from this menu. So we click there, and the PowerPoint application opens up and gives us one slide with placeholder text already embedded on it, so we can just click there and start typing away and add whatever titles and text that we want to add to our slides. When most people start using this program, the area that they get lost in is the transition up here on the toolbar with the ribbons. Usually if you get lost in the program and you're frustrated and you can't figure out what you want to do, you're normally clicked on a ribbon that you either were on and don't need to be on anymore, or you need to change to decide to a different ribbon to get what you want to do. So basically, let's keep things simple here and let's start with 3 slides to begin with. So right up here from the Home tab, we have New Slide on the menu, so we're going to click this 3 times. That gives us 3 individual slides that are going to be in our show. You can see that the title slide is a little different because it's the initial slide. Microsoft already knows that that's most likely just going to have graphics on it as far as text, so it set it up as pre-populated that way. If you look on slide 2, this one's a little different, where it's got a title bar at the top. Additional text here is in a bullet point list. And then these little icons down here are very handy. These are where you can get real creative with your slideshows and insert all kinds of different media files. You can insert an Excel spreadsheet in here. You can insert a chart. We got a smart art graphic from either Excel or Microsoft Word. You can post pictures in here from any given sources. You can insert videos as well. And we're going to be doing some of those things here today. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give our first slide a title. So we are going to call this RTC Fire Routes. And down in this panel, we're going to type in Mott Community College, Flint, Michigan. Okay, so there's our first slide set up with our titles. It's looking a little plain at this point, but the nice thing about Microsoft products is you can work at your own pace. You can set up your graphics first. We could have started this whole file from a template and had colors and background graphics all pre-formatted and ready to go, but we're going to keep this simple for today, and we're just going to add some text first. We're going to add some graphics, and then we will show you how to add some transitions to your slideshow and view those when we're done. So this is basically going to be a slideshow showing the floor plan for the RTC building here at Mott Community College, which stands for Regional Technology Center, by the way. And I have already copy and pasted some of the web graphics in the form of JPEG files and GIF files that I can use from the school's website that I already have put in a folder. So first thing we're going to do here is we'll give our second title. We'll call this First Floor. And we're going to call this East Wing. Now that I've already typed in there, you may have noticed that my box with the stuff in it went away. And that might cause you to panic, but don't worry. We can fix that as we go along, and we can change that. So this is going to be second floor. You can see that I'm not the best typist in the world, and I'm trying to do this on my laptop sitting here in my recliner chair. So we'll just have to bear with me and do the best I can here. Okay, so we've got our second floor slide up here, which is slide 3. Don't get confused by the order. That doesn't necessarily means anything at this point. You can rearrange them and everything over here using this menu, which is kind of cool. So I think the first thing we need to do is we need to insert a picture here. Now you can do this several different ways. I can click on one of these icons down here, and it will populate an insert picture window. I could come up here to my insert menu on my ribbons, and I could also insert pictures from here. I can choose from a photo album. Here's where I can insert a chart or some smart art graphics. I can insert a table. I can get pretty creative at this point, but there's a lot of different ways we can do it. So we want to insert a picture. So that populates our insert picture file, and we need to navigate to where I stored my pictures, which is right here. And we are already on the second floor, so we're going to use this one first. And there we go. We have an image on our slide. Now it's kind of small. It's a little hard to read at this point, but don't worry about that, because we can fix that. Because this one is printed in portrait view versus landscape, I think the best way to present this one will be to jam it over here to the side and scale it up to where it almost takes up the full size of the slide. That way will make it a little easier to read, a little easier to see. And there is our first image. Let's go back to the first floor, and we're going to insert another picture, and we're going to do first floor. This one is also in portrait view, but it is a little bigger than the other one, which is a little nice because it makes it a little easier to read. But we can do the same thing. We can resize these. Now I'm resizing these images by grabbing these little circle handles at the corners and at the sides. You can see as I hover my mouse over them, the mouse cursor changes to a little double-headed arrow, and that allows me to do a lot of things. I can actually rotate it from here. If I wanted to rotate my image, I can stretch it, I can scale it and keep it within the proper ratio, with the aspect ratio, so my image doesn't get distorted. There's a lot of different things we can do within the program here. So we are already on our slide number 3. We need to add some more slides. So let's add 2 more slides. And we're going to label this one third floor. I'm the world's worst typist. Now to add our picture on this one, I am going to just show you that you can do it differently. It takes me back to my same directory that I was in, but there's just multiple ways to do things within Microsoft applications, and it's sort of confusing at first, but it's convenient because there are more than one ways to do something. So this is floor number 3. Ooh, no, this one doesn't look very nice at all. So we'll make it as large as we can. And we may have to rotate this one for our purposes here today. We may have to rotate this one and display it horizontally versus vertically. I'm not quite sure about that yet. And for slide number 5, let's insert another picture. I thought I had, let's see, there's 2 of the first floor, so that's where we need to make our adjustment. Oh, sorry about that. We're already this far into it, so I don't want to stop the video. So I'll see if I can reclip it to my shirt. And I can't, of course, see. I have my reading glasses on. I can see the computer screen. Well, that's not going to work. So let's pause this and regroup. Okay, we're back. Hopefully the audio connection to my shirt is going to stay clipped on this time. I used a real clip instead of a paper clip this time, so hopefully it'll be a little better. Okay, so while I was gone, I did some quick updates. I had my floors mislabeled wrong between the first floor, east wing, and west wing, and I added some more text on a final slide. So as it stands right now, we've got 6 slides, our title slide, and then slide number 2, slide number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, just a quick note, if I didn't like the order that these were in, or if I screwed up, I could actually just click, hold with my mouse, and drag and reposition these into any order that I need to. So don't worry about making mistakes. Things can always be changed and or undone. So now let's have some fun. At this point, our slideshow is a little plain. So we can do a couple things to jazz it up real quick. First of all, we can take this title bar here. I triple clicked on that, and that fully selected the line, and it also provided a pop-up menu here. This is their quick menu. I can change that to bold. That looks a little better. I like the contrast. I'm going to do the same thing on these. Oop, triple click instead of double click. And bold. Triple click, bold. Triple click, bold, triple click, triple click. Keep missing it. You're only getting a double in there. And our final slide, we'll make that bold as well, just to be consistent across the board. Now, let's even have some more fun. We can go back up to our file menu up here across the top, which is now called the ribbons, I guess. I like to refer to them as tabs, but I guess there are tabs and ribbons. Let's go to design. And let's pick a theme for our slideshow. Let's think of something that's gonna look pleasing here with our graphics in the background. We might want to stick with something sort of colorful, but not get in the way of our graphics. I don't like that too much. Let's try this on for size and see how that works. Okay. The nice thing about it is if we don't like it, we can always change it. All right. So as we scroll through those, you can see that my graphic is now positioned on the page. That's not real colorful. I'm not real happy with that. So let's try something. Let's try something different and see what happens here. That's not too bad, except for move the text around a little bit. But that's not actually too bad. A little red, white, and blue theme going on. Never hurts anybody. So that takes care of our theme. As I showed, as I demonstrated, you can take your pick of whatever theme you want. You can change colors through here. You can do all kinds of different things to it. You can modify the theme if you don't have to particularly like one element of it. Don't be afraid to go in and change it after you choose it. So now let's just add a few quick transitions, and then we can view our slideshow and wrap up this demonstration. So we'll go up to the menu here at the top and go to our transitions tab or ribbon, and here is our menu of transitions here at the top that we can choose from. Again, we can click that little button in the corner down here, and I don't know if you saw that or not. If you expand this more downward arrow button here, it opens up the entire window and gives you all your choices of transitions to choose from. So let's go, let's just grab one and drag it. Do we drag it onto the slide, or do we drag it onto the... Okay, had to take a minor pause there, but we're back now, and we're choosing transitions for our slides. So as you can see, the first slide chosen here, I decided to use what's called a push. We'll demonstrate that in a minute. And we can choose our next slide. It's currently set to none. Let's do a wipe for that one. It kind of gives you a brief preview of what it looks like. And we'll just do another wipe. And we'll do another wipe. And we'll do another wipe, and then for our final slide, we'll do something cool. We'll do something like this with random bars. Okay, so as we've added our transitions on our slides, you can see our menus over here show those with these little star icons under the number of the slide. And this is kind of your main go-to area over here when you're building your designs and your slideshows. So as far as that goes, we can view our animation, view our slideshow from the beginning. Now, I have to manually click my space bar to prompt through these slides individually, but another feature of PowerPoint is that you can set automatic timings for these, and you can actually get pretty good at it to where you can time your audio with the transitions, or time the audio of your presentation with the transitions on your slides. So it takes a little practice, but it's not impossible by any means. Third floor, and our final slide. Exit to end the slideshow. So that wraps up our brief demonstration of how to create a very basic PowerPoint slideshow. Oh, one of the things that we should have mentioned before we got too far involved in our video is that we should have saved our file. That way we don't lose our work. That would always be helpful. Save the file before you lose it. And there we go. That wraps up our brief tutorial. Thanks again for watching. I hope you've learned something today.